Hello children. So as I promised in the earlier video, I'm back again here with a new video for you all, and in this we are going to solve a few sample papers again for the term 2 board exam, right? So let's start with it, and as I start I must remind you that don't forget to subscribe the channel and also share the link of this video with your friends and classmates, okay, and do press the bell icon also, so that if any such new videos are uploaded on the channel you will get the information related to that. So now let's start with the sample paper. And in this paper, as you all know, the paper is going to be 40 marks, right? Paper will be of 40 marks and 10 marks will be the question number 1, which will be compulsory section, okay? And this will be related to the map, right? And as we move to the next section, you will find your section 1. Section 1 is on the outline map of India provided, mark and name the following. So as we can see in the first question of the sample paper, what we are going to discuss, again here also the first question is on the outline map of India provided, mark and name the following. Great Indian Desert, densely populated state of South India, largest saltwater lake of India, then River Godavari, Mumbai, Jharia coalfield, Eastern Ghats, Allahabad, Andaman Sea and Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoon winds. These are the points we have to mark on the map, right? Now let's see the map here. In this map you can see very clearly the Great Indian Desert, that is Thar Desert, is marked here. Then Allahabad, the point where Ganga and Yamuna rivers are meeting, that is the point where you have to mark Allahabad. Then next is Jharia. Jharia between these two rivers, you have to mark Jharia coalfield. Then this is Chilka Lake, right? This is a lagoon lake. Then come to Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats have to be marked like this. Actually in parts you have to mark, right? And unlike the Western Ghats, these mountains are actually present in small parts. Western Ghats on the other side, these are a complete series of mountain, right? One range of mountain. But in this you will find small parts are there, okay? So the same way you have to show it here. And Eastern Ghats are not along the coast. There is a wide coastal plain left in between the Eastern Ghats and the eastern coast of India. So you have to keep always that in mind. Now next is Mumbai. You can see along the western coast, this is Mumbai, right? Then Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoon. You have to draw the arrows, right? With the help of arrow you have to mark the Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoon. You can see it's coming from southwest direction, and it is because a part of it is coming from Arabian Sea, right? That's why it is called as Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoon, right? Same way, a densely populated state of South India is actually, in this case we take Kerala, right? In south, Kerala is one of the most densely populated states, right? So this is Kerala. Then Andaman Sea, you can see between Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Actually, the main area for it is between the Andaman group of islands and the this mainland of it, right? Myanmar. So in between that, this is Andaman Sea. Then this is Godavari River, the longest river in the peninsular India. This is Godavari River. It is also called as Dakshin Ganga, right? So this is Godavari River. So that's all with the first question. that is the map work, right? Now let's move to the next question. In section B, as I said in the earlier part, section A was dealing with the map work, okay, and that was compulsory section. Now in this section B, you'll find out of 5 questions, you need to opt any 3, right? You can see any 3 questions you have to attempt. Now let's start with it. Question number 2, first of all, write any 2 uses of copper. So copper, as you all know, it is a good conductor of electricity. So it is highly in demand in the electrical appliances, right? The industry is related to that. So it is a good conductor of electricity, highly ductile, malleable, and is therefore used for making electric wires, okay, and other equipments. Then second use of it is used in automobile and defense industries. Yes, on large scale it is in demand in these industries. Then next question is, which is the best quality of coal? Name a state of India where it is found. So the best quality coal is actually anthracite. Okay, and in India, very limited amount of it is present, and it is found basically in the northern state of Jammu and Kashmir. Then come down to C. Which region or state is the largest producer of petroleum in India? Name the refinery where the production is refined or the crude oil is refined. So in this you will find Bombay High or Mumbai High it is called, right? And the state is Maharashtra. It is the largest producer of mineral oil. It produces more than 60% of the total production in India, right? And the mineral oil obtained from the region is refined in Trombay. Come to the next question. D. Write 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage of coal. Okay. So 2 advantages. Coal is used as a source of power for running machines, trains, ships, dynamos. Okay. In the iron and steel industry, it is used for manufacturing iron and steel. Thermal power stations also it is used in large amount. Then after this, the disadvantages. Basically, when we compare coal and the other sources of energy, the calorific value of coal is low. Okay, especially the coal which is present in India, the calorific value is low. So it is a low grade coal. Next is coal reserves are scattered here and there in small amounts in India. Okay, so these are the disadvantages when we talk about coal in India. Write any 2 advantages now of solar energy. So in this you will say that solar energy is renewable source of energy as we have studied, right? Renewable source of energy, these are unlimited in quantity, it is present with us. So which you can say that it can be harnessed in most of the areas of the world, leaving extreme northern and southern parts of the earth, right? You can say the polar region, north polar region and south polar region, except that maximum part of the world can be used for this, right, to harness the solar energy. Next is it can be used for diverse purposes to produce electricity in areas without access to the energy grid, to distill water in regions with limited clean water, right? And to power satellites in space. So it can be used in various ways. Then it saves fossil fuels like coal, petroleum used to produce electricity, and also it reduces the electricity bills. Its cost is very less. Just the installation at the time of installation, it needs a high expense. Otherwise, it doesn't need any such maintenance cost. Also, very less maintenance cost is required. So overall, the solar energy is very cheap. Okay, very cheap source of energy. Moreover, it doesn't cause any harm to the environment. Right? Totally eco-friendly. It doesn't release any waste as we find in the case of coal, petroleum, and all. Now, let's move to the next question. F. Name the places that have important wind farms. Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Kerala, Lakshadweep, Maharashtra, these have important wind farms. Most of these areas, children, you can see are the coastal areas, right? The states which are covering the coastal areas. So, in the coastal areas or the Rajasthan region, the desert areas, these are the best suited areas for the wind farms. Now, question number three, name the months when the Kharif crops are sown and harvested. So, Kharif crops, as we all know, that these are the summer crops. Okay, or you can say the monsoon season is the period when the Kharif crops are sown, right? So, the period of sowing of Kharif crop is during the June and July, and the period of harvesting of kharif crops is just the you can say the beginning of winter season, or you can say the October November months are the best for harvesting of these crops. Next question is, what improved method of cultivation can help raise rice production in India? For this, till now the best method we can find is the Japanese method of cultivation, which can help to raise the rice production, overall rice production in India. Okay, come to the next question. How does the cultivation of pulses usually help in restoration of fertility of the soil? Now, pulses are considered good rotation crop for rice cultivation because of their high nitrate content, which help to restore the fertility of the soil, right? Because the pulses have these are the leguminous crops. Okay, so the pulses have always got the nodules in their roots, and these help in giving back the nitrogen to the soil, right? So this is how we can say that it helps in restoration of fertility of the soil in natural way. So one side we are growing a crop, the other side it is giving back the fertility to the soil. So this is why it is considered as very important crop for the crop rotation. Why is agriculture said to be the backbone of Indian economy? Agriculture, first of all, agriculture and industry. These two are the main sectors of the economy, right? Now, here when we talk about India, agriculture plays really a very significant role in the Indian economy, and that's why Indian economy is many times also called as agrarian economy, which is highly dependent on agriculture, right? Now you can see how it is. Number one is it provides food for our you can say expanding population, and provides fodder for the livestock what we have. Okay. Number two, it generates working capital for non-agricultural development, supplies raw materials for agro-based industries. Like, what are the agro-based industries? Textile industry, sugar industry, various food processing industries. Okay, vanaspati industries, right? So the food processing, or you can say the edible oil, all these are related to the agricultural raw material. So these are called agro-based industries. So without agriculture, we cannot have these industries then. Then next point is it provides a large part of market for industrial goods, especially the farm imports. Like once we have agriculture, so naturally we need fertilizers, then pesticides, implements and tools, machineries related to the agriculture field, what we use there. Okay, so ultimately what we are doing by agriculture, we are giving actually a chance for all these industries to develop. Okay, because we are demanding all these things which are required in the agricultural fields, right? So in this way it helps in further developing some other industries. Then next point is it accounts for a substantial portion of India's exports. Yes, a large part of the India's export is contributed by agriculture. Okay, next is it provides employment to millions of people. Yes, because we are having a large population. So agriculture sector itself provides a large number of people employment, okay, in some or the other way. So all these things when we keep in mind, naturally we can say that it's 100% correct that agriculture can be said as the backbone of the Indian economy, right? Next comes describe the favorable conditions for the growth of wheat in India. Now, wheat, as we know, that wheat is actually a rabi crop, right? Rabi crop. Rabi crop means we say Kharif crop and Rabi crop. These are the two main agricultural seasons actually we call Rabi and Kharif, right? And the crops which are grown during these seasons are called accordingly as Kharif crop and Rabi crops. Now, when we say wheat is a Rabi crop, that means it always is grown during the winter season in India, right? So the first point you can see here, wheat grows properly in cool climate with moderate rainfall. Number one. Number two is that it requires a temperature ranging between 10 to 15 degrees, right? That means in India we find this type of temperature conditions during winter season. If we take just the northern plains, so during the growing season, it needs temperature between 10 degree to 15 degrees, and between 25 to 20 degree centigrade it is the best for when it is going to get harvested. Okay, so for ripening it needs a little high temperature. Okay, so this is actually the temperature condition what is required by wheat. What about the rainfall? It needs a moderate rainfall ranging between 50 to 200 centimeters. That is most ideal for it. But yes, one very important thing, a little rainfall when it is ripening at that time. So we have that season during, you can say, February, end of February and March. That is the period when we have the wheat cultivation. Actually, the wheat crop is during this period it is in a stage of ripening, right? So when this period is there, you will find a winter rainfall is received in the northwestern part of India, and it works very good. Okay, it really improves the quality as well as quantity of the wheat production. That is why it is it is said that little, even it is little rainfall, that will increase the it will make the quality of the production much better. Okay, that is why in Punjab and Haryana region, when the wheat cultivation is done, it is believed that that area, when it will receive the winter rainfall, that is going to work in a really different way. Okay, the total quantity also gets better. Clear? So this is about the temperature and rainfall conditions. Now come to question number 4. What is question number 4 now? Mention one reason responsible for the poor performance of cotton industries. For its poor performance, we can say that the uncertainties and fluctuation in the prices of raw cotton. That means the inadequate availability of the cotton, right? Raw material is one big reason behind it. Number two, what is bagasse? Bagasse, if you remember, in the sugar industry, we are getting this as one of the byproduct. So molasses, bagasse, and press mud, these are three byproducts. So here we are talking of bagasse. Bagasse is the residue which is left out. Okay, residue of crushed cane. When we take out the juice, that the residue which is left after that, it is called bagasse. Then what is its main use? It is used mainly in the making of paper, right? Very low grade paper and cardboard industry it is used, right? Moreover, you can even say that it is used locally as a fuel also. Then come to question number C, differentiate between the following: agro-based industry and mineral-based industry. First of all, you should know agro-based. Agro-based means the industry which is based on agriculture. So you can see here, agro-based industries are those industries which are utilizing agricultural products, agricultural raw material, you can say, right? Which are actually using the agricultural raw material. Like in the textile industry, we use the cotton pods. So that is used, and ultimately, what we are getting out of it? The textile cotton textile. Again, sugar industry is an agro-based industry. But what is the raw material used in it? Sugarcane. Okay. Vegetable oil. This is the industry of vegetable oil. Again, the agriculture is the sector which is providing the raw material to it. Then the different oil seeds are used for it to extract the oil, and that is used in the vegetable oil industries. Okay, again the rubber. Rubber is actually the latex which is taken out from the rubber trees. That is after different processing stage. It ultimately gives us rubber. So all these are forming the agro-based industries because they get the raw material from agriculture sector. Then come to next mineral based industries. These are naturally, by the name only it's clear, these are using raw materials in the form of minerals. Okay, so these are for these industries, raw materials are obtained from the mines, like iron and steel industry. They need iron ore, coal, manganese. These all are extracted from. These all are mined, right, from inside the earth. Then next is aluminium industry. For this, we actually mine the bauxite, and then the aluminium industry is based on that. Same way, heavy engineering industry. So these industries basically use minerals. Okay, that's why these are called mineral based industries. Next is give reasons for the following. Iron and steel industry mainly concentrated in the northeastern part of Deccan Plateau. Which is that area? That area is basically the Chota Nagpur region. Okay, highly, you can say it is one of the richest mineral reserves in India. So it is mainly concentrated because all the raw materials like iron ore, coal, manganese, all are available within this region. That's why iron and steel industries, mostly you will find these are concentrated within the northeastern part of Deccan Plateau. Number two is growth of IT industries in Bengaluru. What is the reason for that? This is due to the presence of electronic industries, okay, there and very close to Bengaluru also. Closeness to the port, right? Because Bengaluru is lying at such a location where you'll find the both side the coastal area is there. So Bengaluru, because of that location in the peninsular India, it is getting the benefit of all the ports very close to it, right? Then next is availability of skilled IT professionals. That is again important. Highly skilled professionals, IT professionals are there, which are basically required for this industry, and good infrastructural facilities. So all these things when they combine together, that has resulted into the development and the growth, very fast growth of IT industries, especially in and around Bengaluru. Come to the next question. Products made from petrochemicals are growing in popularity. What is the reason for that? So products made from petrochemicals are growing in popularity as they are, number one, these are cheaper, right? They are cost effective. The raw materials can be easily made available anywhere, right? So this industry can establish anywhere in the world. Unlike the, just one example I'm giving you, like iron and steel industry, it cannot be established anywhere because it has to be oriented very close to the raw material region where the mining is done. But the petrochemical industry can be placed anywhere, right? Moreover, you can say the maintenance is also not much required in the case of the goods which we are getting from petrochemical industry, right? These are providing a very good substitute in the place of any natural products, like you can say the synthetic rubber, right? The things which are made out of synthetic rubber, that is long lasting. It remains for long time. Then it is cheaper also. It can be made easily available. So all these things have made the petrochemical industry to become very popular. Now next question, name one integrated iron and steel plant in the private sector. Where does it obtain its iron and coal from? So one integrated iron and steel plant in private sector is Tata Iron and Steel Company. That is, we also call it TISCO. And its iron is coming from Noamundi mines of Singhbum and Mayurbhanj. whereas the coal is brought from Jharia coal field. Next question is, give two reasons why Kolkata is an important manufacturing center, even though West Bengal is not a leading producer of cotton. But still, why Kolkata is an important manufacturing center for cotton textile? Now you can see the points for this. Cotton is not grown in West Bengal. It is an important textile center because fresh water is available in plenty, right? From where? From river Hooghly. So why the fresh water is required? For bleaching, dyeing, and many such in the processing part, a lot of fresh water is required at different stages. So for that, fresh water is available in large amount. Number two, coal is required. So coal we are getting from Raniganj, very close to Kolkata. Cheap labor, cheap labor in large number. These are available here from West Bengal itself and several densely populated states surrounding West Bengal. We can say Jharkhand, Bihar, right? Even UP, Chhattisgarh, Odisha. Clear? Then the humid climate which is available, port facility which it is getting, along with road and railways connectivity. Because Kolkata is interconnected with all the important centers, industrial centers and all in India, right? So this has grown as an important, you can say, the textile manufacturing center in India, right? Now, question number 5. Mention any two ways in which Golden Quadrilateral will help in the economic development of the country. So, for this, the Golden Quadrilateral is a highway network connecting India's four largest metropolis, right? Like Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai. All these are interconnected by this project. The project will help in, it has been actually expected that this project is going to help in the faster industrial development, okay, by easing the process of supply of raw materials to all the industries. It also is going to help to connect many remote areas with the main cities, thus a faster development again. Then next is mention two advantages and disadvantages of waterways. Let's see the two advantages. It is the cheapest source of transport. Okay, the first thing. One more thing is that it most suitable transport to carry heavy and bulky goods. Okay, as compared to any other means of transport, waterways is the best one, especially for bulky goods, I'm saying, right? And that's why that the waterways is used for carrying all the minerals and raw materials what we are carrying from one place to the other, right? Like you can even say the crude oil, for that also the waterways is considered the best. So it costs very less in that case. Okay. What about the two disadvantages? It is limited to the areas. Yes, this is a big drawback. It can be only used in those areas where the water body is present, right? Or the oceanic routes are there. Otherwise, it is of no use. Then, number two is it is dependent on weather conditions, highly influenced by that. And another very important disadvantage of it is that it is very slow. So, these are the disadvantages of it. Now, what are the problems of air transport? Heavy air traffic at the major airports has increased the hazards of air travel. These days, traffic has increased a lot. When many airlines await clearance for landing and taking off, the airports get heavily crowded, and this makes the traffic control more difficult. Okay, so this is a problem which we are facing these days more. Then next is terrorism, hijacking, sabotage, or are becoming more common these days due to politics, right? And moreover, steps are being taken to control them actually, right? Now come to next, give reasons for the following. Road transport. What is it? Road transport is actually favored in the northern plains of India. Road transport is favored especially in northern plains due to its fertile soil, you can say flat surfaced area, high density of population, maximum number of industrial centers. Okay, all these are helping in it. Then next is Ganga is navigable from its mouth right up to Haridwar. The area near the mouth of Ganga, that is where it is joining the sea, is an extremely plain region with a very gentle slope. So, due to the gentle slope, the rivers flow very steadily in the plain. This river is, number one, it is perennial. Number two, it is deep and very wide from Haridwar till the mouth of river, you can say. This is very wide, so it can easily be used for navigation. Okay, it has got sufficient depth of water also, because it has several tributaries which join during its middle course, right? And so it is always having sufficient depth of water, which is always expected. It is better for the movement of ships and the boats. Next question is, mention two reasons why the rivers of Deccan Plateau are non-perennial and non-navigable. The reasons are they flow through rocky region. Okay, surface is rocky. Next is they are dependent on monsoon rains for their water. Okay, all these rivers are seasonal rivers and they depend on monsoons. So when the monsoons are there, monsoon rainfall is there, these rivers have sufficient water. But when it's a dry season, the water reduces. Okay, water becomes very less. So it becomes unsuitable for the navigation purpose. Okay. Next is they have several rapids and waterfalls in their way. So these are never good for the development of navigation in the rivers. Come to the next question now. Question number 6. What is recycling? Now, basically, recycling is the process of collecting, separating, processing, and selling the recyclable materials so that they can be turned into new products. So, what is actually the result of recycling? We get, suppose we are using any old things to be converted into new. So, when the new things we get, we can use it without any hesitation. We can so sell it out in the market also. That's why the recycling is done. The recycling of glass, recycling of paper, right? Recycling of suppose any metallic items, and after that we get something new out of it. That is called recycling. What is composting now? Composting is a natural degradation process in which biodegradable wastes are decomposed by microbes and converted into manure, organic manure. So, this is a way in which we are reducing the total waste, and the other way we are using the waste in generating, in producing something good for the nature. Okay, we are getting manure out of it, and this manure is totally healthy for soil, right? No side effects. So this process is called composting, and the manure which is formed out of it, that is called compost. Now come to give reasons. Recycled plastic bags are considered harmful for the environment. Yes, plastics are recycled by plastic manufacturers, right? Now plastic is non biodegradable. It takes long time, hundreds of years to actually get degraded. So it is something very, you can say, a big problem for us. Once we get anything made up of plastic, if it is of no use, it is just thrown out as a waste. So it's always better to again recycle the same plastic, right? Instead of producing any new plastic again in the industries, we can use it again and again, right? Recycling of the plastic should be done. So the bonds of carbon, as you can see here, the bonds of carbon in plastic are impossible to break down through a physical or chemical process. So they have to be incinerated, right? Incinerators are there where it is incinerated, recycled, or buried in landfills. This is how it is disposed of. Now the plastic bags which are extensively used in India till now, it is being used on in large quantity. These are made from recycled plastic, and the recycled plastic bags are harmful, right? Because of its you can say this nature, that it is non biodegradable, right? Next is composting is important. Yes, it is important because it puts organic materials back into the ground, into the soil. which is necessary for a naturally healthy lawn and garden. In addition, composting is important because it's a better alternative than sending these natural organic materials to the landfill and just piling it at one place in the form of a waste. It is better always to get something good from it. Next is landfills are really these are necessary. You can say yes. The garbage that is disposed of each day by municipal corporations, the counties, government, business, and industries, these must be done so in an environmentally safe way in order to protect the human health on one side and the environment on the other. So, landfills are one way to dispose of our solid waste in a safe manner. Okay, because these are dumped at one place and these are covered with a thin layer of soil. So this is how we don't actually get the foul smell of it. The to a great extent, the pollution which is caused by flowing running water, that is reduced to a great extent. Okay, the you can say several stray animals which are roaming here and there, they are also safe in this manner because they are not eating all the waste which is dumped outside. Other way you can say in the case of open dumping, right? So no doubt this is a better way, okay, as compared to open dumping. These are one way to dispose of our solid waste in a safe manner. And we have landfills because not every item is thrown out or discarded, can be you can say recycled or reused. So for those waste, this is the best option. Next is state the need for waste management. In present scenario, the waste management is very much required. Okay, you can see the reasons. Waste is nuisance, yes, and it can be dangerous to our health, not only human beings I'm saying, but all the living beings, all the living beings, because we have the responsibility towards the other living beings also. So it is dangerous. Number two, waste results in the spread of several diseases. On the other side, spoilage of landscape, decreased land fertility, water pollution, air pollution. Okay, so for to get rid of this, for all this, we need to reduce the waste. Okay, for that the waste management is required. Next is they disturb the entire environmental balance. In the long run, if waste is managed, it can cause loss of many plant, right, and animal species. To keep our biosphere, to keep our environment, to keep our planet safe, and all the living beings safe on earth, we need to manage the waste. So, this is all, children, with this sample paper. And as you have seen, from different units, we are getting the different questions. Okay, from each unit, we are getting one question of 10 marks, right? And one question from the map. So the part which we are getting for the map work, that is compulsory section, 10 marks. Rest all 5 questions which are there with us. Out of those 5, you have to do any 3. Okay. So prepare well and all the best for your board exams. So again, I will meet you with one more video with the sample paper, right? Till then, bye.